Welcome to Good Talks. This is Lou.
What are we about to read a book or something on PBS? What the hell?
I might as well start it out civilized because this might get ugly.
What the Jesus, man? Welcome. Man, this is Gil.
Wait,
man.
it should have been spooky anyway. Hello.
It doesn't matter. This is Gil,
This is Lou.
and I'm pissed off, man.
Oh shit.
Like really pissed off because this is annoying. This is like too many technical
issues
that I'm having over here. It's not even on my end. It's damn YouTube. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know about going live anymore. I think we may just have to
continue doing podcasts.
just do the podcast or whatever and just play it on YouTube for everyone to hear. Either way, I don't know. I don't see a
Even though I don't know, I really like the live thing. You know, you had to talk me into it,
right.
but now I'm a believer.
It's so annoying. So right now we don't have the option for live chatting. I don't know why. I don't understand why.
I don't know much.
I don't get it. But we just don't have that, and that's it's bothering me. It really is bothering me because that's one of the ways that we communicate with our listeners. That's what
I like the open forum. Like people can say what they want,
right,
and kind of chime in.
Yeah, exactly. I hate living on a main street where there's like constant, sirens going off, and I have to talk over it just like I'm doing right now.
Stop! You're just like super annoyed.
I am just annoyed. I'm annoyed beyond belief. I swear. I quit. I'm leaving.
No, you're not.
All right, fine.
I walk off.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good segue, actually, because, you do have a lot of senators who are actually walking off. Actually, not really
Actually,
walking
they're
off.
refusing to debate.
They're canceling their debates, right? Which is crazy. It's like you this is supposed to be for...
Wait.
What am I waiting for?
You're jumping the gun a little.
All right,
I think you're diving in so fast. Well, number one,
okay.
didn't you want to give out the number to the chat, which is I guess you could say is live. It's just not, you're not going to see it on the screen. People could hear you texting. So what's this number again?
I'm sorry. It's just like, you know what? I'm done with this, man. I'm really done.
YouTube sucks sometimes.
I'm really done with this, to be honest with you. I'm just lost. I'm really lost, and it's bothering me. So I don't know how I can rebound, but I do need a partner who can help me rebound.
Hello.
I'm just saying.
I'm open.
Just not watching me.
I'm here for the shot.
Watching me text and say something in the process.
What was I supposed to say?
I don't know. Find a way. Find something. Jesus. Jeez
Anyway,
Louise.
nobody wants to listen to us bicker.
Well, I do.
Nuh-uh.
I want to listen. I don't want to listen to anybody, actually. You know what? I'm right, and everybody else is wrong.
What's the number?
I don't know. Okay, fine. So, to all you one listener out there.
No, well, there might be two, actually.
So, our number, again, if you really want to have a conversation with us, no problem. 646-396-0846. That's 646-396-0846. And I know that this is not the ideal way of starting our podcast or live show, but I'm just, I don't know. I don't know how I can actually rebound from this.
Well, I have to say that this, I feel, is the way that the chaos and confusion going on in the world, it kind of reflected in this technical difficulty.
Guess, but it's just like really throwing me off with not being able to see or hear from people like easily, like on the chat screen and stuff like that, because we've actually had some really good conversations over the past month in these chats.
I know.
So it kind of throws us off. So it really
that's why I mentioned it to you. Like, oh, I didn't see it. Like, this is
it really pushes us back to the world of just a podcast and having people just listening
to us talk.
Listening to us and not being a part of, which I'm not really too fond of. Again,
you don't like talking to me?
It's not that I don't like talking to you. It's just that the more opinions and thoughts that we have, the better it is, because then we feed off of that. Now, obviously, I can feed off of you, but there are some.
Hey, keep it G-rated,
There are
please.
some things. there are some things that I would want to talk about that you don't. So you kind of like push me back in the in the little room or whatever, and make me be quiet. So yeah. So today, I guess we have 2 days before the election. 2 days before the election.
Well, and today is almost done. So let's say a day and a half.
Right, a day and a half. And right now it's crunch time. It's crunch time. And mind you, I've had conversations with your Democrat, your Republicans, all of the above, even those who do not wish to vote. Now, I had a conversation today with a family member, and I will say that a lot of people like him could cause this election to go south.
Ew, it's like you're blaming him.
No, I'm not blaming him, but it's just
he represents a group of people.
Yeah, the thought of having this, the one person who believes that their votes don't count, doesn't matter. And you have literally, I don't know how many votes, but I looked it up, just to see how many. And there were about 100 million people who did not vote in 2016.
Wow.
100 million people, just about, give or take, did not vote.
So wait, by these numbers,
in 2016.
So there's 120 million, and then 6 who voted for other people. So let's say 126. So basically, there should be 226 million voters or votes. Interesting. And right now, I think, well, you know what? While we were talking, I'm going to look at what the latest update regarding like the early voting is, because I've been watching it during the week on the news, and it's pretty interesting seeing how quickly the early voting is escalating. Like I remember the first couple days, which was like almost a month ago, there was only like, a couple 100,000 or whatever. Then all of a sudden, now we're probably at like, I don't know, 50 million or something. They were saying it was a lot of people that have done early voting so far.
And well, it's done, right? Early voting is finished.
Well, New York City, yes.
Yeah.
But there's still other places that I think are still taking some of the early, still have early voting sites. But, there's also some of the states that didn't even have in-person early voting. They did mail-in voting for the early. Like, there was no in-person. So Jersey is one of those. They didn't do that. They automatically mailed you out a ballot. So,
interesting.
It's people's choice whether they wanted to mail it back, or they could have just dropped it off to like the post office in person to make sure it didn't get lost in the mail. That kind of stuff.
What I should have done was I should have put up the video of, I think it was this one video of this dude who was screaming at people in their cars, talking about he has their license plate, number, he has their info. He's a Trump supporter. So it goes to that area of intimidation,
Yeah, they've been
scaring.
They've been saying different kind of things on the news about tactics that people have been using. So I just looked at an NPR on their website, and right now we're at 93 million and counting that have voted early.
Oh, that's good.
Now, it's funny because, like you said, 100 million didn't vote last time.
Right.
So we basically need another 120 or 130 million people to vote on Tuesday.
Yeah. So, I don't know. For me, again, it's like, going back to what I said, minutes ago, that you do have those people who feel like their votes don't count. So what's the point?
Yeah, I'm going to say, and this is not a good reflection on myself.
You were one of them.
Back in the day, I was one of those.
Of course. No, I mean, I totally understand. I get it.
I'm ashamed. I'm sorry.
But the thing is, right now, you figured it out. You
understood. It only took me 40 years, but yeah, I figured it out.
Figured it out. And my thing too, again, this is like, when we were young, we don't really understand much. We don't. Well, when we were younger.
Yeah, we didn't understand how it does affect us. And I've heard time and time again, that these representatives, they don't do anything for me, or for the, people. And they do. It's just that sometimes we don't notice the things that are being done. It's like, it's all the laws and stuff that get put into place that you don't realize that are happening in the background. Right. That they're not really publicized per se.
Right.
Obviously, the big ones, or the ones that get the most media attention, are the ones that are a little bit more, I don't know, maybe controversial, maybe, applies to more, it's a more general thing as opposed to like specific states. But there's a lot of stuff always going on.
Of course.
We just have to kind of keep mindful.
I'll go back to Designated Survivor.
Oh, Kiefer.
Designated Survivor. I'm telling you.
Kiefer, where are you? You need to run.
You'll get an idea of how it is, and the you scratch my back, I scratch yours type of deal.
Yep.
And this family member even brought up Scandal.
Huh? Oh yeah, Olivia Pope.
Olivia Pope. She is she's the fixer. She is the fixer for the president, sort of like McEnany, kind of. Just words, right? Just saying.
Yeah.
So again, going back, it's a shameful thing, because the reality is our votes do count, regardless of whatever it is. Sure, we have two people who, many do not feel are, worthy or qualified, right? You got one who's an old man who I guess they boast about how he is, his mind is gone, doesn't even know where he's at half the time. This is what they say. Has been in office for 47 years, but hasn't done anything.
Which, that's just a gross overstatement.
So you have them, and then you have the obvious, Trump, who screwed the pooch on a few things.
I'm sorry, you always make me laugh with that term.
Just saying, he screwed the pooch on a few things that were major stuff. Mm-hmm. So, then they start thinking, oh, I hate both of these candidates. I don't want to vote for either one of them. But what happens, which is funny, because while talking to this family member, he clearly said that he does not want Trump to be in office. He's horrible. So if you know that he's horrible, why not vote for the other guy and give that other guy the chance, just like you gave Trump? Not to say that he did, but like people gave Trump a chance. I was one of them. I didn't vote for him. If anything, I didn't vote at all in 2016 because of an issue with my voter registration crap or whatever it was. So I feel like, again, if I'm going to vote for someone, let me vote for someone who I feel can make a change. Now, that's what people felt, right, about Donald Trump. They felt like he could make a change. They didn't want a man who was, a politician. They didn't want a man who, or they rather have someone who was a businessman. But look what happened with his businesses.
Well, yeah. I mean, first of all, you should have had, I'm sorry to say, a successful businessman.
Successful, exactly.
And number two, a self-made one would have probably been, nicer. I think you're right. We've spoken about this before, but I mean, it's a shame that Bloomberg went into this race for, this with all of these other candidates for Democrats.
Yeah.
When
it was a hard one for him.
Yeah.
But you know what pissed me off so much? The amount of money that he spent on his advertisements and everything else. Do you realize that $500 million could do so much for 300 million people?
Yep.
I mean, that is insane. $500 million and you lost. And you rather, not that you lost, but you took yourself out of the race. $500 million. We have just over 300 million people in the United States. And yet, that money went to advertising. It's money.
Yeah, so somebody got rich, but it wasn't the right people.
The corporations that, the
advertising and broadcasting.
Yeah, the networks, they're making that money. They're making a good chunk of change. And again, this is what I mean. People gave Trump a chance to turn the country around. Turn it around from what? An economy that was already booming? From a recession that happened 8 years prior?
And that we were recovered from, and we were on the up and up.
Right. An unemployment rate that was already down to like, I don't know how much it was, like 4%?
Yeah, 3 or 4%.
Something like that, which continued to go down. I'll give Trump that. You know what I mean? Like, his job was to just continue to make things better, right? So that's it. It wasn't, let's make America great again. Did you know that?
Oh, no.
Did you know?
Again?
No. Did you know that Ronald Reagan was the first one to actually use that phrase?
I did hear something about that before.
So here we go.
So he's also a plagiarizer.
So here we go, copying off of someone else. And again, this is not me just just shitting on Trump. It's not me, again, because like I said in the beginning, I wanted him to do well. Because if he doesn't do well, then we don't do well.
Exactly.
That's the reality.
Well, we're the ones that suffer for it.
And the thing is, again, like I've said before, it's not like I blame Trump for everything. Trump didn't do everything wrong. It wasn't his fault. Everything that went wrong. It wasn't his fault. But what I can say is, you're a leader. You're a leader of a country, of a nation. Your job is to make sure that you can have our country come back together again, not divide us.
And that's the thing he's been doing since he ran the first time.
And there's 3 things that are important to us. Our family, our home, that is, our money, our finances, our health. These are 3 important things that I'm pretty sure every American who has a home, who has, a good job, health insurance, these are 3 important things that we care about the most. Of course, safety as well is huge. So you take the health, and what happened? You take a pandemic. Mind you,
we're still in it.
Mind you, Obama had, I don't know how many, 3 pandemics during his 2 terms. One of them, which is pretty much on par with the amount of people who are infected now, right, with the coronavirus. The same thing was with Obama.
Was that the H1N1?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as strong as this one, I believe. So I guess Obama kind of lucked out on that one. Mm-hmm. But he still had 2 other pandemics that he had to deal with in his 2 terms. Did we feel unsafe?
I mean, I remember back then a little bit about it.
Right.
And yeah, of course you're like, oh my gosh. But it didn't feel close to home.
Didn't feel close to home, exactly. I mean, I felt like it was close to gone, if anything. Mm-hmm. So for me, I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, he didn't have to deal with X, Y, and Z, but he did deal with this. Trump, that is. He dealt with the pandemic, or rather, he's dealing with the pandemic. The pandemic that he said was not, to the people. Oh, it was good. It was fine. There was no issues. But yet we're still dealing with this now. I thought we were around the corner.
I guess the spiking numbers every day, it doesn't matter because that's, I don't know around which corner, but
right.
Apparently it's the bad corner.
So I don't know. I go back to what the reality is for this voting thing is. We can sit here all day and provide facts, because what we're doing is providing facts. This is not hearsay. This is not some Instagram thing. No, you go on every single news source that you possibly can, and you see if everything starts to add up. And of course, you do have your Fox News who would take a story and twist it, or not.
Or shit, sometimes they don't even mention certain things.
That is true. But you should be doing that. You should be making sure that everything that you're doing when it comes to researching is from all platforms, all news sources, not just one, and so on and so forth. Because again, this is super important.
And they should also know the difference between a commentator and a person who just reports the news.
Right. So again, This ties into, this is funny. This ties into Tucker Carlson. Now, he is a person who you cannot say is so honest about everything. Did you know that even the Fox News lawyers stated that you literally can't believe the facts Tucker Carlson tells you? Now, these are the lawyers from Fox News saying that, because I'm pretty sure that they know that this dude is not exactly 100%. Am I going to call him 100%, of a liar? Not really. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say he lies about everything, because I'm pretty sure that he's broken stories or has told truths about certain things that we didn't know that were important. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he is that guy who has a show that he needs to continue to do certain things or say certain things in order to keep or spark their interest to keep them watching.
Yes, and hello, what do they need the most? Sponsors and people who buy ads.
Exactly.
So if they don't have enough ratings, then they don't get the ads. If they don't get the ads, guess what? He will get terminated or replaced.
So did you see the again, we've been watching, the news obviously. And I've seen Fox News. I watch Fox News. I watch Fox News, I watch CNN, I watch MSNBC. Like I watch these stations.
Yeah, you've become a little obsessed. I'm not going to
So it's not like I don't watch or I just watch one area, right? Mm-hmm. No, I watch all of these. And it was funny because Tucker Carlson, came out with this, during one of his shows about this package with, Hunter Biden's information. Like, this stuff is going to, change everything. And they've been, Fox has been pushing that news for the longest. Right? Hunter Biden this. And you know what? Maybe so. Maybe Hunter did do something. Maybe, he was probably collecting money, from whoever it is, because, again, his dad is, Joe Biden, right? But we got Trump.
Hello, and his whole brood.
We got Ivanka Trump. How many patents does she have over there in China?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't she, making some money over there as well?
Of course.
Isn't Daddy doing the same thing? So how can people be so hypocritical? It just doesn't make any sense. But Tucker.
Oh, because she's nice. I saw somebody say that. Because she's nice.
Well, Tucker goes on to talk about his the package that they sent out that wasn't received. Now, mind you, this is a big story that he's been pushing off for so long.
There's always a lot going on that we don't have time to get to on the air, but there's something specific going on behind the scenes right now that we did feel we should tell you about. So on Monday of this week, we received from a source a collection of confidential documents related to the Biden family. We believe those documents are authentic, they're real, and they're damning. At the time we received them, my executive producer, Justin Wells, and I were in Los Angeles preparing to interview Tony Bobolinsky about the Biden's business dealings in China, Ukraine, and other countries. So we texted a producer in New York and we asked him to send those documents to us in LA, and he did that. So Monday afternoon of this week, he shipped those documents overnight to California with a large national carrier, a brand name company that we've used, you've used countless times with never a single problem. But the Biden documents never arrived in Los Angeles. Tuesday morning, we received word from the shipping company that our package had been opened and the contents were missing. The documents had disappeared. Now, to its credit, the company took this very seriously and immediately began a search. They traced the envelope from the moment our producers dropped it off in Manhattan on Monday all the way to 3:44 a.m. yesterday morning. That's when an employee at a sorting facility in another state noticed that our package was open and empty. Apparently, it had been opened. So the company's security team interviewed every one of its employees who touched the envelope we sent. They searched the plane and the trucks that carried it. They went through the office in New York where our producer dropped that package off. They combed the entire cavernous sorting facility. They used pictures of what we had sent so that searchers would know what to look for. They went far and beyond, but they found nothing. Those documents have vanished. As of tonight, the company has no idea and no working theory even about what happened to this trove of materials, documents that are directly relevant to the presidential campaign just 6 days from now. We spoke to executives at that company a few hours ago. They seemed baffled and deeply bothered by this, and so are we.
So, I'm guessing people don't use flash drives. People don't make copies of important documents.
People don't hand carry stuff like that.
And if it's that sensitive, don't you think that you'd have some sort of, massive security detail traveling to California to take these materials that could, help Trump out? I don't know. It just doesn't sound right. It really doesn't. It doesn't make any sense to me. Now, I've heard theories about, him, Tucker, that is, doing this to kind of make this story more noticeable. So that way it forces the other networks to push this story, make fun of him even. Why would he even do that? Why would he lie if he did, in fact, still have it or didn't, really lose it? Like, why would he lie? I don't understand that. But could it be where he's doing it to get more media coverage so that at the end he can go, boom, here we go. Told you I had these documents.
Or.
Oh, there's an or? Okay.
Or he's doing this to put, because it seems like there's no such thing as truth anymore. It's like once you say something, it becomes the truth because you repeat it more than once. Well, yeah,
if you keep repeating it, right?
Exactly. It then becomes true, even with no backup, even with no evidence. It just becomes true.
I'm going to try that on you one day.
You ain't going to try shit on me.
I'm going to try that.
Anyway, so I think that's part
I don't
of the
know
problem.
who she is.
Don't make me hit you with the mic. So anyway, I think that's part of the problem because they've been doing this the whole time. They did it with Hillary too. They were just saying the whole thing about the kids in the pizzeria and all this that. These like crazy conspiracy theories.
Wait, but that's not it. There's
more?
This just in.
What?
Tucker found the package.
Oh shit.
The main question we had never changed. How did our flash drive get separated from the package that we sent it in? That seemed like something worth knowing.
That's not me, by the way.
The envelope was securely sealed. We know that. 2 witnesses saw our producer seal it, and UPS does not dispute that.
It's from the majority report.
Was the package torn open accidentally by a machine? That seems unlikely. UPS says that almost never happens. So we're left with the obvious explanation. Someone, for some reason, opened our package and removed a flash drive containing documents that were damaging to the Biden family. We'd love to know who would do that and why. It would be helpful to see the envelope itself, but UPS says we can't see it because they threw it away. So here we are. We got our flash drive back today, and that's great.
UPS threw it away, right?
Are some answers.
They threw it away.
And speaking of answers, it occurs as reading this that we mentioned the documents that we get from a lot of people. And we've received an awful lot of documents recently about Hunter Biden. We haven't aired all of them. In fact, many we have not aired. The ones that are pertinent to his business career abroad, favors he did on behalf of foreign clients with the help of his father, that seems relevant. And it seems like news. And we brought it to you, and we're not ashamed of that. But there are a lot of documents about Hunter Biden's personal life that we haven't brought to you, and we're not going to. And we should tell you why. One is the obvious answer. He's not running for president. And so to the extent those documents pertain to his dad, of course.
I could say that
but
he's
Hunter
a
Biden
horrible
is
person, but I'm not going to say
a fallen
that.
man at this point. And I should also say that I knew Hunter Biden fairly well. We lived near each other in Washington for quite some time. I knew his wife, who was an absolutely outstanding person, a good person.
So annoying. So he has information, but he's not gonna put it out there because, for the obvious reason, Hunter Biden is not running for president. How long have they been stressing or putting out information about Biden doing X, Y, and Z and profiting from whoever and so on and so forth. They've been doing this for the longest.
More than a year, because I think it's when they thought that Biden was going to run and there was like little rumblings about him possibly running.
Right.
That's when they started throwing Hunter's name out there because they wanted to deter him from running.
It's annoying. It really is. Now listen, man. I'm all for putting anyone and everyone in jail for wrongdoings. Doesn't matter who it is to me. Doesn't matter. It would be saddening, right, to, see an Obama go to jail, right? That'll suck. Because you're like, wow, he was a great president. I didn't have to worry about jack shit. I didn't have to worry about anything. Not to say that I didn't feel like he did things in the background that were questionable, but at the same time, again, if you do stupid stuff, if you do illegal things and you get caught, you should be taken in. Like major stuff. I don't mean minor stuff like smoking weed or whatever, crap like that, or stealing cable or whatever. Not to say I do, because I have YouTube TV. Just saying, but again, yeah, it's like that. It's like if you did something major, right? I think you should be going to jail if you did something major. So I would feel like, wow, that's crazy. Obama did this. But you know what? If that's the case, then so be it. He should be in jail. Hillary Clinton, same thing. I mean, Hillary Clinton, she was our Senate majority, right, for the Democrats? Wasn't House Speaker?
No, she was she was never
I forgot
the House.
To be honest
she was
with you.
Secretary of State.
Secretary of State. That's exactly it. I feel like again, if she did something foolish and she's gone, like she should be thrown in jail. That's just me. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure that Donald Trump has done some illegal things for him to be thrown in jail. 100%.
Of course.
It just seems like, and again, it's, you don't have any proof. You know how much crap there has been on TV. It's just ridiculous. I'll put it out there again. If you actually want to, call in and comment or whatever, send a text message. Feel free to do so. 646-396-0846. That's again 646-396-0846. Share your thoughts. I want to hear them. Whether you're a Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter to me. Shed some light on stuff. But I want to talk about, the fact that, again, we are a country that is going through mourning. Whether it's losing family members to the COVID crisis, the pandemic, whether it's losing your jobs. A lot of people have lost their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks.
Still people are losing their job.
We don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 months. There was no real direction. We haven't had any real direction in a long time for this country. So it's not me being a Democrat lover. No, it's just me being a citizen who's concerned about his life, his family's life. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican. I don't give two shits. Like I tell people all the time, I don't care if you are a Republican, I'll vote for you. If you're good, if I believe in you and your character as a president, I will vote for you. But Donald Trump's character was never something that people should boast about and be happy about unless you enjoy his rhetoric and his, clear abuse of power. It just doesn't make any sense to me how people can actually like that. You're voting for character here. Let's be real. The president of the United States is not the one who makes all of the decisions. It's not the person that makes or breaks us. But he or she can bring us together and make the right decisions for the country. Mm-hmm. And last time I checked, when you are telling Bob Woodward, in a meeting, because he's writing a book about you, that you knew about the pandemic, you knew it was a bad virus, you knew it was more lethal than the flu, and then you're, the next breath, a week later, you're in a rally telling people, oh, it's fine, it's nothing, it's gonna, it's gonna go away, it's gonna be fine in spring. You don't have to worry, wear a mask. Dude, are you serious? Like, something is bad, but yet you're okay with letting people go in? It's like you having a child, you having a kid, and you know that behind those doors is something bad. But yet you're saying, don't worry about it, Billy. You can go inside. It's okay to go inside. Knowing that something bad could happen to Billy, your kid, you're okay with that. That's wrong. It's just wrong. His decision was basically a domino effect for everything else. And that's character, man. That's nothing else. That's character. And I was a person who, in the very beginning, when people were crying about Trump being elected and, pissed off and whatever, I said, hey, you know what? Let the guy do his thing. Let's see what he can do. Because if he fails, then we're all screwed. I don't want him to fail. I want him to to do well. And this is what we get. And we get a lot of people who are so like, oh, Trump is this. He's the best thing. He helped us out. He made our economy great. No, he didn't. He just boosted the economy the way he should have because he already had a great economy. I would have wanted to see what he would have done if he were in Obama shoes. If he came into the
into a recession,
yeah, into a recession,
oh my Lord,
and see what he would have done. I would have wanted to see that, but we can't because that really wasn't the case unless you say now. So if we're talking about now, he basically took an economy and he made it plummet. He made it go down the tubes. So
and
now,
again, nobody blames him for COVID. It's the response to the pandemic and the handling of it that's the problem.
well, they'll say that he actually banned travel, right? But he really didn't because there were how many people still out there that was able to come in?
Well, that's just one thing. He banned travel from China only. He didn't ban travel from Europe.
any other countries.
It was only China. And again, as we've heard many, many times as being New Yorkers, and Cuomo has said it more than one time, the strain that hit New York in, March or April, that pretty much shut us down, was from Europe. Right. It wasn't from China. Yeah. And people were coming in like nothing, not even being tested, not even being quarantined, nothing. So no, he did one thing, which was that, but that wasn't enough. None of the responses so far that he has done has been enough. He has never made a federal mandate for masks. If anything, he's been saying that you don't have to wear it. It's your choice.
Right.
Really? It's your choice.
Meanwhile, I want every single one of you who are, I guess, lovers of Trump, party over country, I want you to travel in the streets. If you have a car, drive through the streets. Drive through the streets, drive on the highways. Wherever you go, just drive. And purposely pull up to a cop or something without your seatbelt. Don't wear your seatbelt. Don't ever wear your seatbelt. Even though it's the law, don't wear your seatbelt. The seatbelt is to do what? Protect you. Protect you from killing yourself. Right? It's the law. Buckle up. Mind you, it's your body. It's your car. So you should be able to do whatever the hell you want to. If you don't want to wear a seatbelt, don't wear a seatbelt. Just drive reckless. Who cares? It's you. It's your freedom. But I'm pretty sure that you wear your seatbelt anyway because it's the law to protect you. So don't give me bullshit about how this mask is infringing upon your freedom. That's horseshit. It's just because you're Trump over country. You are not country over anybody. Doesn't matter. Country over Democrat, country over Republican, country over liberal, country over independent. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're just Trump over country, which is the very same thing that is harming us. And then you get all these Karens, like they say, right? But I have news for you. Like I said earlier, it's not about the president. It's really not about the president. The president is generally a pawn for the big boys in the background. The Senate, Congress, they're the ones. They're the ones that we have to focus on, not the president. The president is the one who is out there, it's kind of like the spokesperson.
Well, he's like the face of it.
Right.
Yeah.
He's the face of our country. That's basically it. The president is the face of our country. So we have a president who lies to us all the time. We have a president who, pretty much cost us a lot of deaths by not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Exact is 231 as of today.
Okay. A lot of deaths.
Oh, I'm sorry. 200. Let me clarify. 231,000 people that have passed away from COVID this year.
No mandates for face masks. Right? None of that. I mean, this is the same guy, again, who has been caught saying dirty things about women. Mm-hmm. The same guy who paid hush money to Stormy Daniels. Why you would have sex with a porn star, I have no idea. Don't understand that one. But again, if you look like him, of course you're gonna want some. I'm just saying
It's
it's
like a bragging thing.
Yeah,
I would
you
think.
basically you're paying for it. That's what you're doing. You're paying for it. Again, this is the guy that we want representing us. And people were so against Obama. They were so against Obama. The man who actually was so eloquent with his words, so intelligent, was able to speak to,
Everyone and anybody.
everyone in the world. And yet we as a nation have to lose that kind of person to a person like Trump. Now, we can sit down for days and talk about, what do you call that? Conspiracy theories. But what I do know is what I see on TV. What Trump says, what Trump does. These are things that I see and hear. It's not a lie.
From him directly.
Yeah, it's not a lie. It's literally from what I see of the person. It's crazy. So this is what we want our country to look like. We are the laughing stock of the nation. No wonder we want so much money poured into our military and not anything else.
Protect us from everybody else.
Exactly. It's exactly what it is. But I want to see how many of you fuckers out there will go out there fighting and risking your life for this government. I'd like to see that happen. I'll tell you something right now. I wouldn't. I would not. For me, it would be like another Vietnam type of deal. I would be a draft dodger. I'd be playing football.
So you'd be Spur Jr.?
Making moves. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I probably have some bone spurs. So there goes that one. Either way, again, going back, I mean, I'm diving off somewhere else. Going back to it, it's not about the president. The president is just the face of the nation. Yeah, they can, do sign bills. They can make executive orders. They can do all that, yes, sure. Not to say that Trump hasn't done anything, because I can't say that 100%. I'm not going to say that. He's done some good things. But at the same time, it's more shit than not. It's more shit than good.
Hello, it's just been more chaos and division between people. And I don't know, it's just an anger. It's just weird to describe. It's like the Twilight Zone, honestly.
You really want to make changes? Senate, Congress. Those are the ones. Your councilman, your city councilman.
Yeah, I was going to say local officials are really important.
Your mayors, your governors. They're the ones. They're the ones you got to pay close attention to, because they're the ones that are going to make changes for your life. Now, we already have 6 conservative judges. Supreme Court justices. We already have 6 conservative ones. So what does that mean to women's right, the abortion? What does that mean to our health care for those who don't have health care and who are using Obamacare and have, pre-existing conditions? What about those people? What about gay rights?
DACA.
These are all possible things that are going to go out the window. They're going to be demolished. Why? Because their plan was to get more conservative justices in the Supreme Court, so that way when it comes to them, they can squash them. They can overrule them. They can change them. Mm-hmm. And why do you think people like Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell were so gung-ho about wanting to be a part of that and not worry about their own re-election? Because they wanted to fill those seats with conservative people. Now, Lindsey Graham is definitely one person who said, oh yeah, sure, blacks and minorities and Asians or whoever can walk around, South Carolina?
Yep. South Carolina.
No problem. But you have to be a conservative. What the fuck? So you have to be a conservative in order to live in South Carolina? Are you serious? It doesn't make any sense. And I'm pretty sure that half of you people who are listening right now are not even close to being conservative. You're most likely a progressive or a liberal. You're not a conservative. But again, these are, you have Lindsey Graham. He's the senator of South Carolina. So you'd be screwed if you are a gay person, a gay woman. living over there
Double no in there.
with Obamacare have pre-existing conditions. I feel bad for you if that were the case. But what do? You need to vote. You need to go out there and vote. And what's funny is you have three senators who are up for re-election and have had debates, and they decided to cancel their debates. Why is that?
There's that old saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. But some Republicans may not be reading it the way it was intended. With the races getting tough and with debates getting rough, they are going away. They are just skipping debates. This happened with Senator Lindsey Graham in South Carolina. It reportedly happened with Senate candidate Roger Marshall in Kansas. And then the latest is Senator David Perdue in Georgia. He's skipping the last Senate debate after, which is against his Democratic challenger, Jon Ossoff, so that he can attend a Trump rally in Georgia. But I'm sure this moment from his last debate is probably also still on his mind.
Well, perhaps Senator Perdue would have been able to respond properly to the COVID-19 pandemic if you hadn't been fending off multiple federal investigations for insider trading. It's not just that you're a crook, Senator. It's that you're attacking the health of the people that you represent. You did say COVID-19 was no deadlier than the flu. You did say there would be no significant uptick in cases. All the while, you were looking after your own assets and your own portfolio, and you did vote 4 times to end protections for pre-existing conditions. 4 times. And the legislation that you tout, the PROTECT Act, it includes loopholes that specifically allow insurance companies to deny policies to Georgians with pre-existing conditions. Can you look down the camera and tell the people of this state why you voted 4 times to allow insurance companies to deny us health coverage because we may suffer from diabetes or heart disease or asthma or have cancer in remission? Why, Senator?
4 times. Again, this is a Republican senator for Georgia. 4 times. Now, why he would do that? Of course. Now, the funny thing is that it wasn't mentioned, but if you do look it up, Perdue, which is the Georgia senator on the left, if you were watching it, he actually knew the pandemic was happening. He knew the pandemic was coming. He knew how bad it was. But then, the funny thing is, he traded his investments in the hospitality sectors that he knew would be impacted. Now, it's funny because, again, this means that he wanted to make sure his pocket was good. He didn't even care about the Georgians, and I mean American, like Georgia. I know Georgians are like it's in Russia or something like that, but he didn't care about his people. He cared about his pockets. That's what they do. They care about their pockets, man. And he called him out too. Ossoff called him out. And Perdue just stood there like a deer in the head, like, well, what are you gonna say? Like, what are you gonna?
At least shake your head and act like you're listening or something. He's just like, he's just, I don't know, like a mummy, just sitting there.
It's crazy. I mean, do we not matter as a country, as citizens? Are these politicians that arrogant where they feel like discussing opposing views for our votes don't matter? Or is it a matter of like not wanting to be shut down again? Because he shut him down. Ossoff shut him down. He brought the facts. But is that what it is? Is bringing facts about what they've said and done back and, put in the spotlight where it shows how corrupt they are? Is that what they don't want to happen? Which I don't know. It sucks. But that's what it seems, right? So actually, Perdue, he canceled the debate to be there for Trump's rally. Clear case of party over country.
Exactly.
Party over country, man. It's not like he even cares about the debate and trying to, sway voters to show that he's a better guy and it's not what Ossoff is saying. But yet he said, I don't feel like going. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go hang out with Trump instead. Your votes don't matter to me.
Well, I think he thinks that he has enough Trump supporters in that state that'll be enough.
That's the problem. That's the problem. But you see what he did, right? He literally, I'm pretty sure there was insider trading. He literally knew the pandemic was coming. Of course, Trump is saying to his boys, hey, look, this is serious. Mm-hmm. So now he goes back and he takes all of his investments and he goes, you know what? This is going to be serious. Boom. Let me do what I have to do.
Yep.
Worrying about his pockets. Aren't they all worrying about their pockets?
Of course they are.
You can't say that Trump isn't. Of course he is. Of course. And we're clear examples of what it is to be in a position where a simple tax code that was changed by Trump screwed me over as a middle-class worker and helped you out in the process.
Don't hate me.
I don't hate you. I'm just saying, like,
I know.
You're the one that's making twice as much as I am, but you're actually you get money back from the government. I make twice as less as you, and I actually have to pay the government. I have to pay them $700 and something. Literally.
And mind you, it always was the opposite.
So again, it's like my health is scary. I'm worried about my health. I'm worried about my money. I'm worried about my safety. I'm worried about, getting home and not being able to use, the home and have that tax credit that I would have gotten the year before Trump decided to put in this little tax code or change the tax or whatever. I'm going to get screwed.
Yeah, they're saying that's killing a lot of the homeowners in different states because their property tax write-offs that they were getting before or deductibles, they can't take it now.
But yet you are so
concerned,
so sure about this president. So you believe so much, wholeheartedly that he deserves another chance, 4 more years of making things worse than what it is. He had 4 years to make America great again. It was already great before that. But like his boy Pence said, Trump will make America great again. Again.
Ay.
That's what he said. So again, your votes matter. It's not just the president. You have to go back to the senators, the congressmen, the local officials, your mayors, your governors. Those are the ones who speak for you. Those are the ones that you need to worry about. The president is just the pawn. Smoke and mirrors. Trump is the guy who is just a bad leader. He is the wrong face of this country. Doesn't matter. He's just the wrong face of this country. And everyone knows this. And if you're denying it, then you're part of the problem. Mm-hmm. Like, I already know the government is not exactly, peaches and cream. They don't do everything 100%, right. We didn't become a powerful nation because we were sweet. No, we became a powerful nation because we did illegal stuff. We did grimy things. We stole, we lied, and everything else. That's how we became a powerful nation. But I'm tired of that. Mm-hmm. I want a leader leading this country. I don't want a liar who's using this country as a bank, as a means for money. And that's evident. I think I've spoken too much.
Well, I think first of all, you've made good points. Second, I think you need.
You're trying to put a little smoothness on it.
Second, I think you needed to, I guess, reiterate the fact that it's so important to vote, to do research, to vote. Again, we're not saying who you should technically vote for, but we're just giving you all the reasons why there's a particular person you shouldn't vote for.
Listen, if you're a part of those who are like, I don't really want to vote because neither of the candidates are good, understand that one is better than the other. And if you want to give a chance to someone, then you give a chance to the person who you already know is not worth it. So again,
and then when we have the next primaries in another 3 years, or 4 years, well, 3 years, then hopefully there will be a better candidate that aligns with your beliefs.
Right.
And then you go and support that candidate. You go vote for that candidate. You can even go campaign for the candidate if you really want to.
Go out there.
Get involved. So I think that's what I guess our bigger message is. It's not just a fact of who we think you should vote for or why. It's more of number one, you have to exercise your right to vote, and number two, do it for good reasons. Like look into stuff, be aware of what's going on, understand what your role is in this whole thing, even as small as you being only one of 200 million people who vote. That sounds small, but in the grand scheme of things, in your particular area, it could mean something. So you should definitely put the time and effort. Listen, as much as everyone wastes time on nonsense or useless shit on YouTube or or Googling or TikTok or whatever social media things.
Yep.
You could put a little effort into figuring out what your local government's doing, what bills are up, because by the way, a lot of this information is public knowledge. All you have to do is do research online, and you can actually find out a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes.
And I found a lot of bills that were sponsored by Biden during his 47 years in the Senate, I guess in office in general.
Yeah.
There were a lot of bills that he sponsored, that he,
co-wrote.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of things. And a lot of them were actually pretty good bills. I mean, it was just too much to like put into one episode, but he did. So for those who say he's been in 47 years in office, and what does he do? Well, he's just one person. He's not going to change the world as a senator. He's not going to do that. And he wasn't even a president. He was a vice president. Mm-hmm. He's like Pence. So I'd like to see someone who, out there who, if Pence were to run for office for a presidency, I want to see someone say, what has Pence done? I want to see that too.
I would actually like to hear what they think he's done, because I would like to know too. I haven't seen it.
He's a vice president, but like you don't really hear too much from the VPs. There's some things here and there, and they go here, they go there, they represent you.
Sometimes
so on
they
and so
do a lot of international stuff.
Right. But at the same time, in the same breath where someone is saying he's been in office for 47 years, what has he done? Well, again, he was a senator. He's in charge of his particular state. It's not like he can change the world all by himself. He wasn't the president. He was a VP. There's only but so much he can do. But at the same time, doesn't he deserve a chance just like, the man that we have in office? Mm-hmm. I think so. And that's why, I guess I've never said it, but I'm officially endorsing, Joe Biden. I never really said it, but I'm officially endorsing him because I want to give someone else a chance to change this world around. Now, I can say we need to make America great again because last time I checked, these 4 years were fucking horrible.
Yep.
Horrible. And I'm living proof. Economically, health-wise, I see how shit's going down the tubes. Safety-wise, it was horrible. So I want to give someone else a chance to see what they can do. And if they don't do it, then we just move on to the next one.
Yeah, but 4 years from now, we vote somebody else
I'm
in.
paying attention to my mayor. I'm paying attention to my governor. I'm paying attention to our, local officials here. I'm paying attention to everything because that's where it starts. Not the president. It starts from the bottom. And that's where we have to pay attention to. The most, that is. Mm-hmm. Are we good?
We good.
All right, so you've stuck it out, whoever's listening. If you listen to the whole entire thing, God bless you. I would have been done in 20 minutes. But either way.
And we will try to fix this live chat thing for next week.
We will. Again, if you think we are worthy of listening to, feel free to subscribe below. Every time we come out with new content, you'll be notified. Have your friends, your family, let them know who we are, Good Talks. Have them subscribe. We're still trying to hit that 100 mark for our own custom URL. So please do so. Visit us on our website, www.goodtalksnyc.com. On Instagram, it's Good Talks
_
NYC. And that's pretty much it. Are we good?
Good Talks.